Hello and welcome back to the Goat Cave podcast. Today, episode 103 with somebody I've been following on Reddit for quite a while who's been posting unreal clips for so long. And in the last couple weeks, he's went absolutely viral with just the craziest clip ever, in my opinion. This is one of the gnarliest things ever done on a BMX bike. Akram, it's so nice to have you here with us today, and thank you for joining.
Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. So we always start the show off just, trying to learn about how people started in BMX. So for you, how did you get into it?
It's actually a sad story. Not a sad story, but like not the most happiest story. So basically, I didn't start off very early like some other big riders. I actually started when I was 15 years old in Dubai. I started in 2016 when the first properly built concrete skate park was launched in Kite Beach in Dubai. Originally, I got a bike to get friends because I recently moved to this new area. And I didn't have many friends around, and all my like friends that I made from the past, they live in a whole other city, Sharjah, and the lifestyle is totally different in Dubai. So, in order for me to make friends, I was like going around the neighborhood and nothing, no luck. And then I saw this group of kids, just gathered around in front of a grocery store, and like I was like, okay, yeah, these kids are cool. They've got BMX bikes, which I think is also like cool. I'll get myself a BMX bike and be their friend. So I saved up for a couple of months. I went to a mall because we don't have any BMX stores, and the bike shops here, they don't sell BMX bikes. I was super lucky to have this BMX bike being on sale. So I buy the bike. I try my absolute best to learn the simplest tricks like bunny hop, 180, and all this stuff. And I got so bruised up in like all over my body. I was like, yep, nope, BMX is not for me. I'm just gonna use it to like cruise around and hopefully try to make friends with it. So few weeks go by. And I'm looking for those guys, and unfortunately I don't see any of them. A couple of more weeks go by, and I see one of them. So I approach him. I was like, "Hey, I saw you guys a couple of like weeks ago, and I thought that you guys were cool. Maybe we can ride someday." I was like, "Oh yeah, we stopped riding." I was like, "What? Why? What happened?" It was like, "Yeah, bro. The only reason, the guys were riding, and I quote, is to get girls." I was a kid. I was not interested in that sort of stuff. So I was like, yeah, nah, man, screw that. I'm just gonna stick to my PlayStation. Yeah, I put my bike in the storage room, and it was collecting dust for like 6 months, and then that's when the concrete skate park, X Dubai skate park in Kite Beach, opened up. I was like, I have a BMX bike. This is a skate park. Maybe I'll go there like and see how it goes. And I went there on the opening day, and I was just like everyone else who like goes to the skate park for the very first time. I was like scared, nervous. What if they make fun of me? What if they laugh at me? Oh, this guy is falling all the time, or this guy doesn't know what he's doing. But it was the exact opposite of that. In X Dubai, back then, everyone was more or less new to every sport they were doing, be it BMX, skateboarding, scootering, and everyone was super friendly and everyone was super nice. Like I was trying the simplest things, and they were like hyping me up, and I was like, "Whoa, that's sick. Maybe BMX is for me after all." And like I was just riding on the transitions, and I just found joy in just that. So every weekend, I went to that skate park, and that's how I got into BMX.
Wow, that's awesome, man. That's a really cool story. It's always interesting to hear just how people get started in it. And the one thing that I've really found is that BMX, when you start, is always that same story of like, I went to the skate park and I was nervous that people weren't gonna, like me, or they weren't gonna like support me. They were gonna make fun of me. And it's
Yeah,
never that, right? Like no matter
not at
where
all,
you
not
go,
at all.
yeah, like we're on completely different sides of the planet. And
It's the
it's the
same thing.
same. It's so cool. Yeah, I really love that. That's really rad to hear. So you said you started at 15, right? And you're now 21 or 22?
21, turning 22 next March.
Nice. That's awesome, man. Yeah. So you've been shredding for the last 6 years, it looks like. You've gotten really, really good in
Yeah,
that time.
I'd like to think so.
I love it. Yeah, dude, your clips that you've been posting have been absolutely insane. And before we
Thank
get to the clips, I just really wanted to know what's the BMX scene like in United Arab Emirates?
Okay, it's actually refreshing for someone to say the country rather than Dubai, just Dubai. Um, um, Honestly, the scene it has its ups and downs. Right now, unfortunately, it's on the downs. Um, I've done my research regarding the history of like the skate parks and the scene in Dubai. Sorry, now I'm doing that mistake in the UAE, and I noticed that there were a lot more BMX riders in like the late 2000s, early 2010s, because at that time there used to like skate parks did exist in the UAE, but they weren't professionally built or they were wooden skate parks. So literally, like unfortunately, here in the UAE, they treat skate parks as playgrounds. So they just build it and they let it be. With the wooden skate parks, there was no maintenance. They used to break all the time, and like once it became scrap-like, the material, they just demolished the whole thing and removed it. That's that happened, I think, 3 times, and two of those wooden skate parks, they were amazing. One of them actually hosted an Asian X Games, like the likes of if Brad Sims, Gary Young, and one more rider that I forgot who he was. Like they actually came to Dubai and competed in those Asian X Games. Like fun fact, I live like less than two minutes away from where that skate park was located, and I go back to the location and it's just an empty, useless parking lot. Unfortunately, it's so heartbreaking. And the other skate park was on the shape of an Arabic word, tashkil. That was the skate park was amazing. Like it's crazy. Like wow, I'm seeing the pictures and videos, and it's crazy. But no scene was birthed from those wooden skate parks. But in Abu Dhabi, which is the capital of the UAE, the BMX scene to this day there are BMX riders around, but they don't ride as much. They're super talented, like people doing tailwhip to flat down bowls and 720s and like truck drivers. These tricks they sound maybe they sound average to you and to the people from the West, but a person who does a bar spin here is considered like a pro or something. So yeah, it's a little bit funny. Um, Fast like from the late 2010s to 2016, there was like almost no consistent BMX riders until 2016. That's when I started riding. Um, Two other guys, talented guys, but like you can it's so small. Like throughout the whole timeline of like the BMX scene here, it's so small that I can literally count the number of riders in one hand. Um, so yeah, like right now, you're looking at 33% of the BMX population in Dubai. I don't know about Abu Dhabi and Sharjah, but in Dubai, I'm literally one of the three people who somewhat consistently ride still. so it's not as big as we want it to be, unfortunately.
Wow, that's pretty wild to hear, right? Like, I don't know, I look at Dubai and the UAE and just all of the architecture and whatnot, and just how
Hmm.
crazy the street spots are. And it's
Yeah,
pretty wild to hear that there really isn't too many people taking advantage of that, right? Like, as a
unfortunately.
yeah, I'm a like I've filmed BMX DVDs, and one of my favorite things about doing it was just being able to go to a spot where the architecture would fill the background really well. And that's something that a
Mm.
lot of your clips seem to have, is just this unreal, like, foreground essentially of just like in background, sorry.
Yeah.
And it's just so cool. And that's the thing where I'm like, wow, it's crazy that there isn't too many people that are out there. It would be really cool to see some companies set up some trips out there, and then you could meet up with them and be a spot
Um,
guide essentially. That could be kind of cool.
Companies did actually, like big companies like Red Bull and Vans. They and even some skateboarding companies. They did come here. Big brands like Red Bull. Like they, Chris Kyle. Of course, you're familiar with Chris Kyle.
Yeah, of course. His
Yeah.
his video
Um,
in Dubai was incredible.
so you've seen it. They literally took him on a helicopter and made him drop into Burj Al Arab, which is wow. Like when I first saw that video, I was like, what? No way! Like this is this is crazy. And Vans, uh, I can't recall any like big riders from the top of my tongue, but yeah, like Vans, they came here, but they there was nothing too big. Competitions, that's something we lack, and that's what I hope in the future, that those big brands, they come here and make competitions for us. But so far, there's no luck.
It would be really cool to see Vans do their Van Duren Bowl series, I believe it's called, in Dubai or somewhere in the UAE. Like, because what they do is they show up and they build a park, and then they have a session at the park, do a contest, and they leave that skate park there. There's one in Montreal, which is only about a 6-hour drive from where I am. And that bowl is incredible. And it's wild to see the kind of stuff that pros are actually riding if you don't get to see it every day, right? Like where I
Yeah,
am,
yeah.
there's some pretty gnarly stuff, don't get me wrong, but this bowl that Vans built, the shallowest part of this bowl is 7 feet. It's fucking wild, dude. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's like the deepest end. That's where, but slowly, well, not slowly. It's that there's something that going before we move on to the parks. I want to say that Vans did actually come to UAE, and they set up an event. It's called the House of Vans. It's like skateboarding centric and lifestyle and whatnot. But it's something definitely worth mentioning. If I'm not 2018, I believe, late 2018, Vans came here to host a House of Vans event in a penthouse that's located on the 43rd floor of a skyscraper. It was wow, like it was something that's never been heard of, or no one like thought about having like a skate park set up on the 43rd floor of like a tower. I remember like as I'm riding the skate park, I'm looking down at like cars and people and like the towers around us. That was crazy. But this energy is no longer here in Dubai. I don't understand why, because the skateboarding scene is doing very good, but the BMX scene is still trying to rise up, but it's going nowhere for the BMX scene. But the skateboarding scene, ever since 2018, that's what I want to talk about right now, is when B-Bay, that B-Bay, there are three skate parks in UAE that, sorry, not in UAE, in Dubai, that sparked a birth to a scene, or like a generation of skateboarders. The first one being in the late 2010, the early 2010s, late 2000s. That was Small B-Bay. also known as OG B-Bay, which is a small skate park, concrete skate park located in Business Bay. And the story behind the skate park is there was a few skaters around in Dubai, and they were begging for literally any concrete skate park to be built so they can practice skateboarding. So the people at Business Bay, they said, okay, we built the skate park, and people from all over Dubai, they literally went to this super tiny skate park just to ride. And like one of the most legendary skateboarders in the UAE here, they used to ride that on the daily. The second skate park is where I started riding, the X Dubai skate park in Kite Beach. It was like something we've never ever seen before. That's like a professionally built skate park in Dubai. Right now, the younger guys, that's where they started in Kite Beach in X Dubai. But then, unfortunately, in 2018. Not like there's this image where everyone in Dubai is super rich and they got money to do everything, but unfortunately that's not true. And an example of that is when 2018 came by, like 1st of January 2018, X Dubai decided, yeah, you know what, we're not gonna make the skate park free to enter anymore. We're gonna introduce a entry fee of 50 dirhams, I think it was 50 dirhams. That's $15 to $20. Like it's not crazy. It's not a crazy amount for an outdoor skate park, but it's still it used to be for free, and now you have to pay. So people literally like stopped going to X Dubai, and the people weren't progressing as much as they used to from 2016 to 2018. 2018, that's when the third spark of the skateboarders began to rise up. That's where the Business Bay, B-Bay, which we like to call it, was built. At first, it was this low-key skate park that no one knew nothing about because it was literally underground. Like you can, a part of it is underground, and it was located in this super corporate area in Dubai, where just business people like with suit and tie they go to, and not kids with baggy jeans and skateboards. So it stayed that way until winter 2020. That's when an infamous TikTok video was shared. It was a guy. We call those kids chamaks. Are you familiar with British lingo?
Not as familiar as I would like to be. I actually really love the Brits, you know?
Okay, so I'll try to explain it.
Yeah, please.
Chamaks are basically those people who, you can say they're posers. They're posers about everything. They try to look cool, and they act tough, and basically like degenerates. Like no one can like take them seriously, but for some reason they're super popular on like TikTok and whatnot. So one of those chamaks, he went to B-Bay. He made a TikTok and it blew up. And in winter 2020, you see all those not even posers. Like they came to the skate park because they thought, oh, skate park, cool place, let's go hang there. And they used to start fights and like do like underage drinking and whatnot, and all those like stupid, crazy stuff. B-Bay was a blessing. It was a free skate park, professionally built, and people were actually getting into skateboarding because of it. But it had its dark ages in winter 2020. But right now, it's doing good. There is also one more skate park that's good to mention, and that's Jada. in Sharjah. Right now, it's currently the largest skate park in the whole of the Middle East, and possibly maybe even in all of the MENA region. Um Considering Iran in Tehran, they have their own crazy looking and good, like well built skate park, and it's super big. Compared to that, the one in Sharjah, in Jada skate park, it's a lot bigger than that. And like it's skate parks, they're like being built literally every other 3 months now, which is a very good thing. And yeah, just wanted to say that.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, it's always weird to see kind of like posers, you know, at the park, or just people
Mm,
who aren't really there for what you should be there for, right? Like
mm.
it's so funny that I don't know, it's people just think of like skate parks as like the place that people would get into fights and stuff like that, but that never happens. Like it's never I've been going to skate parks for so long, dude. Like I've been riding BMX for over 10 years. I have never gotten into a fist fight at a skate park. And there's so many
Yeah,
people that show up and they never do. There might be, you know, a little bit of arguing once in a while, or like, hey
yeah,
man,
yeah,
watch where you're going. You cut me off, stuff like that. But honestly, it
yeah.
doesn't, I don't understand where this vibe comes from people
It's
outside of the
it's
scene.
it's it's from people. Yeah, you said it just now. It's from people that are not even in the scene. They're out. I don't want to say outsiders, but like people who are not involved in any of the sports. Like, for example, here in the UAE, I've noticed something that we have, which other like other skateboarding slash BMX slash scooter scenes don't have, is that there's no discrimination in the parks. When I went to England for the very first time, uh, like in Dubai, the people who like talk to you like first and hype you up are usually the skateboarders and scooter riders. They're super cool with you, whatever you do. Like they approach you and like, hey, what you did was cool, and blah blah blah. They spark, they talk to you. They make conversations. Whereas during my first visit in to England, London, South Bank skate park. Are you familiar with it?
Oh, I've definitely heard of it. I should know exactly what one it is. If I saw the
Yeah,
ramps, I would
it's
know.
Yeah, it's basically this legendary skate space in located in London. Um, when I first went there, I had only 3 years of experience, and I wasn't the very best. And I was just riding. I was minding my own business, and then like the skateboarders were just giving me those looks, and like I was sitting there, and I see those like guys from far away, like I don't know. I felt like I didn't belong there. And two times actually, I was approached by some skaters, and they said, "Hey, you're ruining our ledges. Your pegs are ruining the ledges. Uh, go ride somewhere else." I was like, "Bro, like, I was doing like absolutely like I wasn't intentionally damaging it. I was just like riding it like everyone else, and it's like, no, you didn't pay to create the obstacles here. Like they were extremely hostile towards me. But that was in South Bank, London. I don't know how it is in all across Europe, but that was my experience in the first time.
That seems like it's also a universal thing, just like how a universal thing is like acceptance at skate parks, where like for the most part people will let you in. There's also going to be the people who don't want to, which is really strange. I really don't understand where the hate comes from, especially since my dad, he's a skateboarder. He's skateboarded his entire life, and when I got interested in
That's really cool.
BMX, he was really into it. He thought it was really cool. We watched videos together. He bought a bike and we went out riding together all the time. It's like that is what you should do, you know? Like if you are a
Yeah,
parent and you skate, like you should want your kid to get into action sports, whether it's scootering, you know, skateboarding, BMX. I think honestly the people who are really gnarly at scootering, they get a really bad rap because of kids who don't know how to do it, right? It's very easy to
yeah,
get into, but it's very difficult to master. And I feel like that is a
very
lot
true.
different, right? Whereas skateboarding, I got to admit, skateboarding's hard. It's really difficult to start. And I think that's why, yeah.
Yeah, you're very right. You're very correct.
Yeah. So, go back on what you were saying basically about these skaters gatekeeping these ledges and whatnot.
Yes. So, I was talking about my return to South Bank 3 years later, when I had 6 years of experience under my belt now, and when I was like when I built up more, I think, confidence, and like I became a better rider overall. Uh, Instead of everyone being hustled to, not everyone, like some people being hustled towards me to making actual friends in South Bank, which was like super cool. I asked the friends I made, the new ones, what was going on? Like, why is everyone nice now, but back then they were like not too nice. They said because a South Bank situation rather than like the whole of skateboarding or whatnot. Too mainstream. It became a tourist attraction rather than an actual skate space for the locals to enjoy. Maybe that's what made them frustrated. Like they saw that I was this beginner BMX rider who's just not one of them, and I was like ruining the ledges and not like not being part of the actual South Bank people, the OG people, and I never understood that either, because like if you want people to like more and enjoy and like have a good impression about you guys, you guys gotta be a little bit more accepting towards other people, even the beginners. Here in the UAE, honestly, every time I see a new BMX rider riding anywhere, I just like I'm filled with joy. I was like, yes, like people are actually still getting into BMX, which is super cool. But it's not the situation. It's not the same case in London, in South Bank.
Yeah, that's it's too bad, right? And it's nice that things have kind of changed a little bit there. And I gotta say, I can definitely understand the frustrations of your local park being blown up with like tourists, essentially. People who aren't locals there, who haven't put in the time or put in the work and haven't, gotten to the point on where they're like a really good rider. But at the same time, it is a skate park, and you kind of have to go back on it's hard for people, especially I find this too. It can be difficult to look back on when I was beginning and like learning, and it can be difficult to realize that people are going through the exact same thing, right? Some people are just learning how to grind and they don't know any better. And yeah, I don't know. I personally have always been kind of like more supportive than the opposite. But I've definitely had my fair share of,
as we should be.
Yeah, I've had my fair share of run-ins with skaters gatekeeping. It's just always been a thing for some reason.
It's like something we have to accept in our like day-to-day experiences at the skate park.
Yeah, it's weird to me too, because I love skateboarding. I suck as a skater. I cannot skate at all. I can't even do an ollie. However, I absolutely, yeah, I love the culture of it. I'm super invested in it. I have a Tony Hawk print signed by Tony literally right across the room from me right now. And that's just cool. Dude, like my dad being a skater, right? I've always been in the culture. But I find that a lot of BMX riders are. A lot of BMX riders will look at skate videos. They'll look at like the spots that skaters ride. And we definitely take a lot of influence from skateboarding. And I find it really weird that most of the time, whenever I talk to a skater, they don't know anything about BMX at all. Right. Yeah. And
it's sad, but I mean, at the end of the day, this skateboarding is the cooler / more popular thing at the end of the day.
Definitely. And the skaters that I do know pretty well, we've all come to agree on one thing, and that is that skateboarding is harder because you can't land the trick as quick, right? Most of the time on a skateboard, you have 200-300 tries to get one trick, but you have to 200 to 300 tries. Whereas on a BMX bike, if you don't get it within the first 5 tries, you're going to end up really hurt. Like BMX, it's a lot more dangerous in my opinion.
Yes. Like my skate friends, they say the same exact thing. We disagree on like which is it even sports? Like which sport is easier? They say that skateboarding is easier because you can bail so easily, but they at the end of the day we come to the conclusion that like exactly what you said. Skateboarding, it has like basically both sports has its pros and cons, and they both share.
They share the same culture and the same they share quite a lot when you actually like break it down. But I think that they are both as difficult in different ways, is the way that I would phrase it.
Yeah, we both share the same struggles, you can say.
Definitely, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Moving on from that, I wanted to jump into some of these clips that you have filmed. So when I first saw you a couple months ago, it was actually this bunny hop over a bridge gap, basically. It's like, it's like 2 walkways. And then there's just a big gap, and it was absolutely unreal, man. And I gotta say, huge shout out to the people who are filming you, because those guys actually know how to frame stuff in a way that you can see just the sheer size of it, right? And I think a lot of the stuff that you do is gnarly because it is so high up, which is like just cool, man. I love it. I personally love doing.
Thank you.
I love the same thing, man. I'm really into big, gnarly rail hops, stuff like that. I've had my fair share, but one of the things that like just blows me away is the fact that these guys are able to film it in such a way where you see just how gnarly it is. Whereas I feel like sometimes whenever you see a clip, you don't actually see just how crazy it is, right? Like, you have to take someone there and then they see it in real life. Whereas the stuff that you do, it's so easy to see it right off the bat. So props to you, man. It's always gnarly.
Thank you.
But this walkway gap was the craziest thing, man. And what I love about it too is that after you gap over this, you do a bar spin on the top of it, just casually. So years ago, I used to work at a skate park, and when I worked there, we all watched Drew Bezanzin's Uncontainable video. I don't know if you've seen this. It's all shipping containers stacked up. And basically, he just does a bunny hop bar spin on the top of it. And we all agreed that that is like the craziest clip ever. He didn't do a gap. He didn't do any of that. It's just the fact that you're so high up and you're going to hop and toss the bars and catch them, right? Like no matter how good you are, if you eat shit on that, it's not going to be good for the most part. Like you could actually get,
especially up there.
Yeah. So, why don't you explain kind of this gap setup, and in the edit, I'll put the footage so that people can watch it. But yeah, tell us about how you first found this gap and, when you actually got it done.
It's like it's a really like it wasn't. I didn't even knew that it existed until like a week later when I did it. So I have this photographer friend of mine, and she like just like posts like she shares some like creatives on her stories, and one of those creatives, they made this short video about this. It wasn't even about the bridge. It wasn't about anything related to the bridge. It was just like showing what they were wearing. It was, I think, a fashion media outlet, and in the I wasn't like too interested in it, but for some reason I didn't skip straight away. Thank God I didn't skip straight away. I kept watching for like 5 seconds, and out of nowhere, this like perfect gap that's hanging up there, just there, like it was framed perfectly. I was like, whoa. What is that? Where is that? Like, this is crazy. And like I texted my friend. I was like, "Hey, yo, do you know where this is?" Like, and she was confused. We're like, I don't know, but like my friend, like he made this video. I was like, okay, okay, I'll try to find it myself. So I do this with every spot that I want to go to, and is that I went to Google Maps and I started looking in the area where I thought the spot was, and I go looking and look like searching, and then I see this like blue bridge. So I zoom in. I was like, okay, yes, perfect. This is it. This is the one. And I put a pin, went back to Instagram, and I just typed, thank you so much. And she was super confused. She was like, you're welcome. And uh, like on the same day, I texted the two people who filmed it. Gianna Kakusa, super amazing, crazy Russian skateboarder. He was featured on Thrasher, and super genuine person. He was, uh, I think, a few months back when the Ukraine-Russia like situation kicked off. He had to go to like he had to go like just someplace else, not Russia, or I think he used to live in Ukraine, just to keep his family safe. And his whole family is like a bunch of really cool skateboarders. Anya and their little 4-year-old kid, Mihonces, super talented. But anyway, I hit him up and I was like, "Hey, bro, look at this. Would you be interested in like maybe doing the gap with me? Because he also does gaps and big stair sets and whatnot." And I was like, "Dude, that's crazy, but not for me. But I would most definitely like come and help you film." I was like, "Hell yeah, thank you!" Like he was super like nice and genuine to actually like come and help me. And my other friend Begzad Juman, like super amazing and talented Kazakh videographer. Like I've seen how he works and like how he does his like filming. He has this VX1000, which is super cool. And I had to talk to him and tell him, "Hey, would you be down to film it?" I was like, "Yeah." So first thing we did, me and Gianna, the Russian skateboarder, is that me and his family, we went to actually scout the bridge. I've never seen it in person, only on the video, which I discovered the bridge with. And I told him, Let's go scout it out." I was like, "Hell yeah, let's go." So we go there, and there it was. It was like, wow, it's like this feeling of joy. It's like, wow, it's right there. It's so amazing. We go up the bridge and we try to look for ways to actually get on top of the roof, but there was no way. There was no ladder. There was no elevator like to go up to the roof. But somehow we figured out a way. We managed, and like I had to like scout it out and get my phone, record everything, and as soon as I got on top, I noticed something which was extremely unsettling, and that was the panels, the structure. It was strong plastic, and it bends, and it was super dusty. So there's a chance of like sliding once you land, or if anything goes south, like you'll slide instead of like halt or something. So, but that I wasn't thinking about any of that. I wasn't thinking about the road that was below me or anything. I was thinking, okay, this gap, it's around 1 meter and a half. That's 5 feet, 6 feet, like 5 to 7 feet margin. I was like, it's a super easy hop. That's all what I had in mind. I never thought about the like the other uh, things about the bridge. So I went down. I told Gienna, okay, this weekend, are you down? Hell yeah, давай, let's go. So I hit up my friends super early in the morning, at around 5 a.m. Like 4:30, 5 a.m. I went to go pick up my friends, Gianna and Begzat, and we headed to the bridge. Uh, the reason why we do it super early in the morning because I didn't want any person other than us actually filming the thing, because God forbid if any person that's living in the buildings nearby, they take a video and they send it to the authorities or a news outlet, I could be in big trouble. So I didn't want that. And what's also good about the timing was it was during Ramadan. Ramadan is the month of fasting for us Muslims, and usually people would rather sleep the as long as possible. So like the chances of someone waking up at like 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. it was super slim compared to like other days. So like 5:30, like as soon as the sun came up, that was the perfect time for us to do the bridge. So we went. Luckily for us this time, there was this I don't know how I don't know what's it called in English, but the thing where you like build in order to like go higher places.
Scaffolding.
Scaffolding.
Yep.
Yes. Scaffolding. There was a scaffolding just right there. I was like, whoa, this wasn't here the last time. So we used it to for me to go up on the the shade, the sunshade, and to the gap, and everyone was in position. We actually filmed the angle which I used the thumbnail from with the phone. Like we placed it perfectly. We had Gianna filmed from his phone and Begzat from at top of the. There was this like cube which he just climbed over it, and he filmed from there. And I was on my bike, and as soon as I pedaled, I was like, oh God, it's a lot worse than I thought, because the panels, even though they were bending, like the first time they were bending even more with every single pedal that I took. It was like bending inside, like, and I was petrified, if I'm honest. Like I was scared. All these ideas, like I was doing run-ups. I was just doing run-ups to see like if I'm like ready to do the gap. I didn't tell my friends that I was nervous about it, because then they might also be nervous about the whole situation. So I kept it to myself. On the like last run-up where like I decided, yep, this is the one. I gave a thumbs up to all my friends. They started filming, and I started pedaling. I can still feel the panels like going, like sucking down. And as I was like going to the very edge of the sunshade, I was thinking all of these super like bad thoughts. Like, what if when I hop, when I like put the most pressure on the panels, what if like I hop, I break the panel, and like I fall down? What if for some reason, like when I land on the other side, like my foot slips and my bike slips? What if? But I like, it was all going through my head in this 2 seconds of me almost reaching the gap. But I don't know. I just like I couldn't stop because I was going too fast. I was like, yep, I have to send it now, or I'm literally like dead. So I clear the gap. I reach the other side. I steer slowly towards safety, and like just this relief just surges through me, and my friends are hyped up. As soon as I reach my friend Begzat on top, I just think to myself, like a celebratory bar spin. Let's just throw a bar spin. So I do it. I landed. I was like, yep, yeah, this is definitely a good day. This is a very good day. Landed the bar spin first try. Let's go. Uh, so we went down, uh, and there were these people just walking past. Luckily, none of them stopped and filmed. They were just like they looked up. There was this guy on a bike. I was like, just minded their own business and just walked. And once we went down, there were these two workers. They saw everything and they were like, "Hi!" They were like, "Wow!" And I dapped them up. I put my bike in the car, and we left. It was wow, one of the best days of my life, definitely.
Wow. Yeah, that's a wild story. That's
Yeah.
really cool to hear all the background with that. Honestly, it's like just you explaining it, I can just picture the clip in my mind, which is awesome. And people who are on YouTube get to watch that. So if
Yeah.
you are, yep, continue.
Sorry. I want to also mention one thing. Are you familiar with Ryan Taylor?
Yes, of course.
Yes. So he lives in Dubai now, and I think a week or two after I posted the clip, he sends me this message like, "Bro, this is crazy. I wanna bar spin the gap." I was like, he's- "Hell yeah, let's go, let's do it." And like it was like it's for the first time ever uh, like professional BMX riders are going to spots which like uh, are like in Dubai, and they're sending cool stuff. Yeah, I think a month or two after I did it, he actually sent a bar spin over the
Wow.
gap flawlessly, with effortlessly. I was like, it was amazing. For like the longest time, he had one of his photographer friends, like actually snap a picture of him. It was I had this picture on my wallpaper for like as long as I can remember because of how amazing it felt. It was like for me personally, because like it was super special for me, and to see a professional rider send like a crazy like a trick over like a gap which a spot which like I originally discovered. That was it was I was like super happy. Like I wish I would have witnessed it live, but that time I was in Iraq actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, man. I can't believe he bar spinned that. Um,
Yeah.
what is your opinion on one-ups then? Because personally, my opinion is always like, if I went and I hopped over a rail and I'm the first person to ever do it, and then somebody
Yeah.
comes and they bar spin it after me, I love that. I think it's great. I think it's just shows the progression in BMX, right? And the
Yeah.
first person to do it shows that it's possible, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, it's really cool. What is your opinion?
Honestly, like for me personally, if I'm always happy to if someone one up something that I did, uh, like yeah Allah, yes. If like say I tell someone that, oh, I wanna do this thing, and I'm gonna be the first to do it, and they do it before me, then I feel it's like, what the hell, man? Like I wanted this. I wanted to do this. But if like just being the first to do something is super cool by itself, and it's good enough for me. And to see Ryan Taylor, like super famous, like well-known BMX rider, send a bar spin over the gap, that blew my mind. I was genuinely happy to see him do it. And like the only thing that I'm like sad about is that I didn't witness it live. That's literally it. Other than that, I was super happy to see it.
That's
I was super
awesome.
happy about one ups. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I personally feel the same where like if you tell someone that you're going to go and do something and then they go do it before you, it really sucks, you know?
yeah,
Um
yeah. It does.
to an extent though, cuz personally I have a couple people that I've filmed with for years and they'll call out a trick and then they'll wait. And they'll wait and they'll wait and they'll wait. And it'll be a year, 2 years, 3, 4 years later, and they still haven't done it, you know? And like we've been there multiple times and they still won't do it. And at that point, I feel like sometimes it's kind of acceptable to say, hey, you know, you've had your time. Unfortunately, someone's got to do it. And I think I could do it. And I would like to do it, you know?
I agree.
Yeah, to an
I agree
extent,
with
right?
you
Like,
on that one.
obviously, if you're going to a spot that somebody just told you about a week before and they're like, hey, I'm going to go do this. I'm just, you know, waiting to get out there. And then they show up and they go do it before you. That's pretty fucked up. But at the same time, it's tough, right? Because it is BMX. Like, it is kind of it's a personal competition at the end of the day. Like, just because I've hopped a couple big rails doesn't mean that like I'm the greatest rider ever. You know, it's just something where like it's a challenge for me.
Yeah, and there's this like respect between like riders. If someone says that they're gonna do something, like you have to at least, like, if they didn't take too long and you want to send it before them, at least ask them. But yeah, you're right about everything else.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, moving on from that, I would love to talk about your story about the Lyon 25 and the double set that you ended up gapping instead.
Yes. The Lyon 25. Wow. This set. I'll tell you from the story from the beginning. So I think it was 2019. It was just a normal night for me. Like I like to like make myself a bowl of cereal at like 11 p.m., 10 p.m., like 2 a.m. just to like eat cereal and watch YouTube videos. So I remember the thumbnail popping up on my feed on my YouTube. I was like, like it's probably one of those like skateboarding channels that they Photoshop the thumbnail to like grab as much views as possible. But I was like, yeah, screw it, I'll bite. And I clicked on the video, and I was surprised to see that Thrasher were actually the ones who created this video. I was like, whoa, Thrasher doesn't do like Photoshop or whatnot when it comes to like thumbnails. I was like, this is interesting. And like the first seconds, it showcases Aaron Homake, the legendary Aaron Homake, like clear this behemoth of a gap, a behemoth of a stair set, and like do the splits and break the board. And it was every to this day, like I flinch every time I watch that clip. I was like, what? So the thumbnail was real? Someone actually hauled their ass over that 25 and on a skateboard, nonetheless. And I was like, what is going on? And I see that he actually got injured, and like he had to wait for 6-8 months, and he went for it again, and like does it like over like what 5-8 attempts, over 5-8 attempts, and he actually landed it. He, like a skateboarder, landed a 25 stair set on a very sketchy like ground, and I was shocked. I was still processing what I just saw, what I just witnessed on this video. So as soon as the video ended, I started like studying the Lyon 25. I learned that Aaron Homake wasn't actually the first person, and it was Ali Boulala, the Swedish skater, back in
2002, I believe. Yeah.
2002, yes, correct. Back in 2002, and he couldn't do it, and like 13 years later, that Aaron Homake was the second person to do it. I also saw this scooter rider. I wouldn't like. I don't. Have you seen the video before of the scooter rider?
Oh man, I don't know if I've seen a video of a scooter rider at the Lyon 25, but I'm pretty sure I saw a video of a scooter dude doing a backflip down El Toro, which is just like,
Yeah, it's as crazy, but the
yeah,
Lyon 25 is literally the largest stairs that's been done on like in extreme sports history.
yeah.
And yeah, so I saw this video of this obnoxiously loud scooter rider, like clear it, like he rolled away. He put his foot down. He rolled away, and that's what I was focusing on. He rolled away, so it's possible to do it on something that's not a skateboard. And then there's of course the famous parkour,
The
something
front flip.
tomato.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll call him Tomato because that's his last name. He front flipped it and like he bruised his ankle, but at the end of the day, it is possible by other sports. Even a motocross rider, but I don't know much about that. Like they cleared it. Fabio Wibmer. Are you familiar with Fabio Wibmer, the mountain bike rider?
Yep. Yeah, yeah. I saw that clip
Yeah,
too. That was an
he cleared
awesome
it
clip.
too. So all of this was just like building up my eagerness to do it. But before I did that, I searched up Leon 25 BMX, and there was nothing related to BMX and Leon 25 other than this 40-second clip of like I think some French rider making a joke out of it, like, you thought I was gonna do it, but he didn't actually end up doing it. So I was like, okay, wow. So no BMX rider has ever done it. Bear in mind that us BMX riders have the advantage when it comes to gaining speed in run-ups, and like I was shocked to know that literally no BMX rider has done it. So in 2019, I was like building the courage to like go to Lyon and actually send the set. I was like, okay, I'm ready, I can do this. In March 2020, that's when I go to France. That's when I book a ticket to France, Lyon, and specifically just for the set. And then 2020 comes by, and you and the whole world knows what happens: Corona, COVID, and no one can fly, lockdowns, and there are no flights going out. My family was telling me not to go because of how dangerous it is. Like we didn't know anything about COVID back then, so it crushed me. Like all these months of building up the courage, like to actually like believe the fact that I might be able to clear the Leon 25 just perished. I was like, I felt like super down about this fact, and I accepted the fact that maybe it was not meant to be, and I moved on with my life. And in I think July of 2020, my friend, he's a skateboarder, he was like, "Hey, you like stairs, yeah? There's this 20 stair in DIFC. It's this super corporate area, similar to Business Bay, the one I talked about earlier." I was like, "There's this 20 stairs that maybe you might be into it." I was like, "Hell yeah, okay, yeah." Like Dubai has its own El Toro. Okay, send me the pin. So he sends me the pin, and the next day, I go straight away because I'm excited. Like he doesn't have a picture, he doesn't have anything. Like so, I was super hooked into actually seeing this 20 set. So I reached the area. It was my first time ever in the IFC because like I have nothing to do there, and I remember walking this long, like it was a pathway. I go up some a stair set, and then there's this flat space, and I go up this other stair set, and I move on. But then 10 meters ahead, I stopped myself. I was like, whoa, I turn around, and I look back at what I just like climbed up. So I go back to the double set, and like I start going up and down, counting the steps and measuring the flat space, the flat part, and thinking to myself, "Holy shit, this might be my Lyon 25. This might be possible," because I was looking from the top of the set to the bottom, and I can picture myself clearing the gap. That's the most important thing about what I do. If I picture myself actually doing it, then it might be possible. So I started telling all my friends about it. I was like, guys, look at this, and none of them believed that like it's even clearable, because like it's huge. It's a 13 flat 13, and the flat part I measured it. It was a meter and a half. I think it was 5 feet apart from the other stair set, but like deep down, I just knew that it is possible to clear. It is possible to land. It is possible to do. So I told my friends about it. I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna do it. Can you guys come film me?" I was like, one of my like I managed to get 3 of my friends to come film me with phones. So we get there 7:15 a.m., 7 a.m. in the morning, and we go there. I have my I set up my tripod, and I put my phone on it, and that's when security started coming. Like they saw my bike. They saw like that everyone is trying to film something, and the only thing they said was filming is not allowed. Like this tripod is a professional camera setup. If you want to film, you have to get a permit. They didn't ask what we were about what we were filming, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure, yeah, tripod, don't worry about it. We'll take it away, and and we took away the tripod, and this is problem solved well with the security. So that was a close one, and like I went to have some run-ups. To be completely honest with you, when I was doing the run-ups, I was starting to think maybe it wasn't as possible as I thought it would be, because holy shit, it is big. It is very big. Like when like I'm pedaling towards the set, I'm trying to like see the end of it, and I can't see like the end of it. It's like when am I gonna see the floor? And like I was feeling a little bit scared about the whole situation. I was feeling a little bit unsure about whether if I can do it or not. But the same thing with the bridge. I kept it to myself with my friends, but my friends can tell that I might not be doing it. They were starting to lose hope on me. And after like 5 run-ups, security was caught wind of what we wanted to do, and they said, "Yep, whatever you're trying to do, you can't do that anymore. You have to leave." I was like, "Okay." And that's when all my friends were like, "Yep, it's a wrap, boys. Let's head back home." I was like, but I stopped them. I was like, guys, please, like we'll go up. We'll stay out of their sight, and I promise you guys, I'm not even gonna have one run up. I'm just gonna send it. I was like, "Are you sure about that?" Like they weren't the most supportive crew, but I convinced them to film for one more run up. It's like, all right, okay. And so 15 minutes, we stayed out of sight, and then we went back. As I promised everyone, I didn't have a single run up. I just like went for it. I hauled my ass. I pedaled as fast as I can, and like I just I launched. When I launched, I like my ears I couldn't hear a thing. Like it was like blank. I was just like floating in the air. It was like I know it's cliche, but it was I saw things in like slow motion. Like I was like, oh my God, I'm actually doing this. And then when I was approaching the floor, when I was just approaching the ground, I was like, yes, 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 yes. I cleared the double set. And then that's when tragedy struck. As soon as I landed, my my back wheel was fine, but the impact was super strong on my front rim, the front wheel, and it just collapsed. 10 broken spokes in the back, one broken spoke. Sorry, 10 broken spokes in the front wheel, one broken spoke in the back, and nothing happened to me. Alhamdulillah, thank God, nothing happened to me. Just a scratch on my elbow, and like all my friends, they were going crazy. I was like, bro, you did it, bro, you did it. But deep down, I wasn't satisfied with myself, honestly, because I didn't roll away. I didn't land it, and I just felt super down. I wasn't satisfied with the outcome, and I just accepted the fact that it is definitely possible to clear, but it might not be possible to land. Also, having the fact that the floor is actually slippery, super slippery. Yeah, this might also be another factor that makes the whole set undoable on a BMX. So I just accepted the fact, and I said to my friends, I'll take the Ali Boulala route, and I'm gonna wait for someone else to do it 10 years later or something. And because everyone when I did it, everyone was asking, "Bro, are you gonna do it again? Are you gonna do it again?" I was like, "Nah,
It's not worth
I've
it,
attempted it
you
once.
know?
Yeah, it's not worth breaking another rim." And the first time I was super lucky that I walked away from it uninjured, and I was just like I accepted what God like wrote for me. شنو الله كتب لي. In Arabic, we say this. But yeah.
Wow. Dude, it's a wild story. Really cool to hear about that. And
Yeah.
that stair set, just to put this in perspective, you know, obviously you mentioned it beforehand, but this is a 13 stair, flat, 5 feet, 13 stair. So it is way bigger than the Lyon 25. I would say it's a stair plus 5 feet. That's my math right there. But yeah, dude, this is probably one of the biggest stair sets ever even attempted on a BMX bike. So you got to be stoked for yourself, man. That's really wild.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah. I am proud of myself that I sent it, but I was just bummed about the fact that I couldn't roll away from it. But alhamdulillah ala kulli hal. Thank God for everything.
Definitely. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
something to keep in mind too is that, you know, you're doing this in conditions that are a lot different. Like the actual ground is super slippery, right? Had the ground not been super slippery there, and had you had a wheel that was slightly stronger, if you were running, you know, 48 instead of 36 hole, who knows? You might have pulled it. I have no doubt in my mind that you would have done it. So honestly,
Yeah, maybe.
yeah, I think keep it as a win. You know, the fact that you even tried that is wild.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
yeah,
I'm happy with myself. I'm proud of myself that I just attempted it. I filled this void that's been going on inside of me, and I'm just satisfied. I'm satisfied.
yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, very respectable to even try that. You know, everybody kind of has to like really think, wow, that's wild.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, moving on, we are going to talk about the clip that brings us here today. This is one of the most insane things I have ever seen done on a BMX bike. And just like, you know, the guest that I had last week, the Us Them crew, we were talking about this. It's all about the spot. It's all about the spot. It can be the most simple thing in the world. And if you do it on the gnarliest setup ever, it's wild, you know? So,
thank you.
This clip has gone absolutely viral, and I want to know the entire story behind this because it is just so crazy. So let's start at the beginning. For anybody who hasn't seen this clip, I will be putting it in the video version of this episode as well. Essentially, this is a massive bridge, and it's just outside of Dubai, or in Dubai, if I'm correct.
In Abu Dhabi, and it's in the capital, Abu Dhabi.
Right. So it is in the UAE, which is good. And what I find so wild about this too is that this is not just a random bridge. This is a bridge that is on your money. Like, this is a actual like architectural like thing that is respected by your entire nation, essentially.
Yeah, that's very true. And for me specifically, this bridge means a lot because um, there's this super iconic, legendary architect, Zaha Hadid. She's also from Iraq, where I am, and like it meant so, like, just like seeing this bridge being admired by the country, and so much so that they put it on their like money. I just felt super proud of where I come from, super proud of like my background.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, this is honestly, it's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. It's so wild. But how long ago did you first see this bridge in person? And at the time, were you a BMX rider, or is this before your time in BMX?
So that's like from the very, very beginning. Originally, our 100 dirham bill in the UAE, it looked different than the one which I saw the bridge on. So, I like it wasn't always there. Like this edition of the bridge on the bill, it was it was recent, like 3 years ago they put the bridge on the bill. So anyway, my father, he asked me to withdraw some money from the ATM machine, and I was like, okay. I took the ATM. I went to the ATM machine. I took the card. I went to the ATM machine. I withdrew the money, and I started counting it. And I noticed something on the face of the bill, and that was a commemorative.
Commemorative?
Commemorative. It was a commemorative to Sheikh Zayed. He is basically the one who he's the George Washington of the UAE, I think. He was the one that brought UAE all together, and they respect him a lot in the UAE, like rightfully so. So it would have been 2018 would have been the year. 2018 would have been the year where he became 100 years old. But on the bill, it even says 2018, but it took them a year later in order for them to launch this new bill. So I noticed the
Commemorative.
one more commemorative. I saw it and I was like, oh, that's neat, that's cool. And like I flipped it around to see if there's anything else going on the other side of the bill, and that's when I saw this amazing like structure. I was like, what is that? Like that's like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, spot. That's a spot. I didn't think about anything else. I just like I thought it was like, I just pictured myself on the very top of the bridge, just going down. I rushed back to my house. I didn't even know where it was located or where it was. I just searched up new 100 dirham bill bridge, and it showed up, and I was like, I discovered that it was built way back in 2010. I was like, what? That's crazy. But it's also fair to mention that I didn't have a license until 2019, so I had no business to attend in Abu Dhabi until I saw that bridge on the bill. I was like, yep, one day, I'm gonna like get on top of that bridge and I'm gonna roll down it. But before that, I also realized that I live in the UAE, and the UAE is super strict about literally everything. The way you dress, the way you speak, the way you act in public, every single thing you do, they are super strict about in the UAE. And so I thought to myself, yeah, if I want to do this bridge, I need a permit. So uh, all these like videos you see on my Instagram, it's basically like a portfolio. I'm building up a portfolio to show Red Bull UAE in order for them to hopefully sponsor me so they can give me a permit so I can do the bridge. Uh, uh, like uh, like being sponsored by Red Bull with my level, it seems far-fetched because I'm self-aware of my like skill level. I'm not the very best, but in the region, like I'm starting to notice that I might be top 10, maybe even top 5 BMX riders in the whole region, which is it's I mean I don't know how to feel about that, to feel happy or sad, but it is what it is. And so I was building up like the Blue Bridge, the library, the well, what else? The all these gaps and crazy like stuff that I did on my bike. It was a portfolio to do the bridge. It was nothing other than just building up the portfolio just to do my dream uh, setup on a bike. I was sending them emails. I like was always tagging them on Instagram, Red Bull UAE. I even got the chance to speak to the marketing manager of Middle East in Red Bull, like one on one, and he even mentioned that I think they mentioned me one time in their like meetings, and that got me excited. But he also mentioned that, like compared to the other Red Bull athletes, you're still not up there yet. And I felt I was understanding to the whole situation, but then I thought we have this like don't get me wrong from what I'm about to say. He's a super talented and amazing rider for like us in the Middle East. Mansour Safran, super amazing BMX rider, uh, and he's actually like he's won many competitions in the region, uh, and he's sponsored by Red Bull. Like if without the existence of Mansour Safran, I wouldn't have even dreamt about being a Red Bull athlete. So, comparing Mansour to the like other Red Bull athletes like Garrett Reynolds, Kieran Riley, we're not as good as them. Like Mansour can't do backflip triple tail whip or up rail 180 whip or anything that Garrett and Courage Adams and Kieran Riley is doing. But still, he was good enough to be noticed by Red Bull Kuwait, because he's a Kuwaiti. He's from Kuwait, and he was noticed by Red Bull Kuwait, and they actually sponsored him. And now, if you look it up, Mansour Safran, he is a official Red Bull BMX athlete. I was like, if he can do it, so can I. So, but unfortunately, that wasn't the case for me, because the thing that he had to support his like position was that he won competitions. He's got golden medals from competitions. Back then, they used to hold like a extreme sports competitions here and then, but now, like from when I started riding, there was none. So I just accepted the fact that Red Bull is literally not gonna notice me anymore. Like Red Bull was out of the picture, and I just thought to myself, I'll just do it by myself. So I hit up my friends, and I told them, "Are you guys down to film?" And they was like, "Yeah, hell yeah, let's do it." And Same thing with the Blue Bridge. We went there super early in the morning. The only people who use the bridge around that time is either like worker buses or people who like are on like business trips. Like they're not gonna like stop in the middle of the road to film a guy on a bridge. They just want to get to wherever they want to go because it's 6 a.m. Who wants to like have a detour at 6 a.m.? So we went there super early in the morning, and that's when I first before we went to it, I by myself in September, I think, 2021, I went to like have a look at it in person, and like when I parked on the side of the road, on the side of the bridge, and I just like admired it for like 15 minutes. I'm just like staring at the bridge, looking it up and down, and I was filming it with my phone just to like study it later on. And I was like, this is 100% doable, 100% possible. I can definitely see myself doing that. I can do that. And so fast forward 6 months later, that's when like me and my friends, we went to the bridge. It was my first time ever actually being on the bridge on foot, like on the structure. And like every step of the way, we were discovering something new. So the bridge consists of like three arches. One arch at the Abu Dhabi side. It's small. It's like irrelevant to like what we're talking about right now. The main arch, which is in the middle, which is the big one, and there is the medium arch. Is it arch or arc?
Arch, I would think, yeah.
Arch. Okay. So I was going up and down the middle arch to see if it's like possible for my friends to get up it and with the bike, and it wasn't too steep on foot. So like I gave my friends the thumbs up, and they followed, and we waited for sunlight to come out. Like it was intense. Just waiting for the sun to come up. It was super intense, and we were just waiting for the sun to come up. As soon as it came up, I called everyone. I was like, "Okay, we're doing this. Are you guys ready? Ready. All right, let's go." So we go up the middle arch, my friends and I, who filmed from the bridge. And one of my friends, like, because if you stand up, like you're like super clear, everyone can see you. So he stayed prone, like he laid down on his chest, and he was filming from a prone position. And another friend and I, like the one who filmed from the bottom of the bridge, like I told him to follow me. The middle arch, that's like it's the sliding down. It was too steep for me to just ride my bike down and like be done with it. So I wanted to play it safe, and I told my friend to do the same as I am, and that's like we sit on our ass and we slide down slowly, and that's what we did. It was going good for the first 10 seconds, but then I don't know if you can see it on the video, but the platform, it isn't like it isn't like straight. It isn't like super flat. It's actually a little bit slanted to the left, and like as we were sliding down, we were being pushed to the left slowly.
Oh my God, that's so scary. Yes. That's so scary.
Yeah, I wasn't panicking because like I knew that I was safe because we're almost at the bottom, and there was enough space for me to slide down safely. But that's when I started to lose grip of my bike because I was holding it on the side, and then at the very end, I literally, like, my bike like it flew out of my hand. I tried to stop it with my shoes, with my foot, and I was like, nope, I missed it. And all what I can see now is my bike literally just sliding away towards the water, and like towards like the outside of the structure and into the water. I can literally just picture my bike flying into the water and me having to assess the situation later on. Like, what am I going to tell my friends? And that's when I stood up. I ran as fast as I can, and luckily for me, like my bike bounced back towards the structure, but it hit the structure and was now heading towards the water. That's when I literally slid. Like, I jumped at it, and I slid on the side, on my side, and like my main priority was that I hold the wheel, or like my bike, because the wheel was the closest thing to me. Like, I the only thing I was thinking about is just holding my bike. I don't care if I'm gonna like go a little bit on the side or whatnot. I just want to hold my bike. I don't want it to fall. Luckily for me, that I caught the spokes. I slid for like a few feet, like I think a meter and a half, and I straight away stood up and I gave a thumbs up to everyone who was filming. I'm good. We're good. Because in order for them not to panic. I was like, oh my God, what have we got ourselves into? I gave the thumbs up to everyone. Everyone was calm and collected, and like I just headed straight to the main arch. I made a mistake while going up the middle arch, because I like straight away. I went for it straight away. I didn't ride
the bottom section.
Yeah, the bottom section of the bridge, because then it would have been easier for me to like gain momentum and just go up. But no, for me, all what I was thinking is that I need to get on top. I wasn't thinking about how. I just was thinking I just need to go on top. So all I can see myself is like I grabbed my bike and I just started ascending towards the top. Very shortly after I started ascending, like there's this thing, because I saw that the top was very, very high and it was far away, and in order for me not to feel exhaustion or fatigue, I just I closed my eyes or looked down as I was going up. But like a few seconds later, I started to feel my legs like this super intense muscle pain. Like every single step I take, it's like my muscles are being, I don't know how to describe, but it was super painful every single step I took. My calves, my thighs, my legs were literally barely functioning. So I succumbed to my temptation of looking at how long until I get to the very top. I look up, and it was still in the clouds, in the sky, and I'm still at the very bottom. And like I know for a fact that if I stop, I'm not gonna be able to keep going later on, and I'll most probably like collapse and roll down the bridge, and it would have been super not nice to witness for my friends. So I just thought to myself, yep, it's like I have to like just like not think about my legs and not think about the pain that I'm going through at the moment, and like I just want to get to the top. So somehow like I reached the very top at 80% of the ascent. I started to feel a bit fatigued. I was feeling lightheaded. I wasn't looking straight and whatnot. But all what I knew is that I'm almost there. I just need to reach the top, so I don't like it's not about reaching the top now. It's about survival at the very top. So luckily, thankfully, I get on top. I take my phone out. I film like a whole video, like a 360 point of view, just to keep it as a memory for me. And then as soon as I'm done filming, I collapse on the floor. I just collapse. My legs, like, I couldn't feel them. I was like, oh, I was slapping my legs, but I literally couldn't, like, they were not functioning. I was trying to like stand up for like an extra few seconds, but I couldn't. I physically couldn't because of the pressure that I put on my legs. So I called up my friends. I told them, guys, I'm sorry to keep you guys waiting, but I'll have to rest for like at least 5 minutes in order for me to like actually go down. And they were all understanding, thankfully, and they were like, yeah, don't worry about it, we're good, and so I just put my phone down, and I just try to level my breathing because I was breathing heavy. And so 5 minutes passed, which felt like 5 hours, because like I was like I can be seen within like 100-meter radius. Like anything, like if anyone decides to film me from far away, I'm done for. So like 5 minutes passed by. I stood up. I felt my legs, and I was feeling my legs. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm ready right now. But I still didn't look at the incline, and I don't know if it's too steep for me or if it's like maybe too dangerous for me to do. So I was a little bit nervous. So I grabbed my bike. I walked 2 steps forward, and I just felt this relief, because I wasn't scared of it, because it was perfect for me. It wasn't scary. I didn't find it scary. I was actually like, I just saw it as doable. That's all what matters. I saw like it's doable, and just I was so relieved that I was like, oh my God, yes, I'm actually gonna do this. And during this time, as I was setting up to do it, these whole like 3 years of waiting, these whole conversations I've had about the bridge, the bill, every single thing that I did to in order to build up for this moment, it was all rushing through my head. I felt like happy. I genuinely felt true happiness at the very top of that arch, and one foot was on the pedal, and the other one was like on the floor, and I just decided to, like, without any hesitation, I just went for it, and that's when I started the descent. It started off great. It started off fine. The first 2 seconds, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is manageable. This is great. Everything's great. And but 3 seconds in, and I'm starting to feel, okay, this is not as great as I want it to be, because it's going. I'm going a little bit too fast, like faster than usual, and was like 5 seconds in, I felt nervous because that's when I was experiencing mini speed wobbles. Yes, and then at the very bottom, like when I was reaching top speed, I experienced a really big one. But luckily for me, I kept it together. And during this, bear in mind, like I don't have any brakes on my handlebars, so I had to jam my foot. Like this whole time, like my foot was jammed in the wheel, and throughout the whole process, I was actually braking, but it wasn't doing anything other than like maybe just slow me down a tiny bit, just a tiny bit. But it was still super fast. I experienced the big speed wobble, and that's when it hit me. I was like, yep. Originally, I was thinking of doing a 180 on the the middle arch, and like just riding down next to my friend and celebrating and blah blah blah. But no, like as soon as I experienced that big speed wobble, I was like, yeah, nope. I just like as soon as I reach a full stop, I'm dismounting my bike and I'm going on foot because I don't want to risk it anymore. Uh, I was spooked and I just wanted to reach a full stop. So, alhamdulillah, I reached the middle arch, and I got off my bike. I held it, and it hit me. I did it. I finally did it. I started screaming. My friend started screaming. My friend up there, I think he was screaming. I don't know. And at the bottom, I can literally smell the burnt rubber from my shoe. But I wasn't thinking about all of that. I just looked back at my friend. I was signaling to him, "Go, go, 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 go to the car, go to the car." And my friend and I, we uh, we went up I think the middle arc, and we hopped over the fence and into the road, and that we were safe. We were 100% safe. 100% safe. It was like mission accomplished. It was done. It was completed. Like the like 3 years of waiting, and like I finally did it. I felt like I couldn't this like I felt at ease with myself, and like I was super happy, but at the same time I was still fatigued from the ascent, and none I was the one who drove from Dubai to Abu Dhabi. It's like an hour and 30-minute drive, so I had to drive back. I was asking my friends if anyone can drive, and they said no, we don't have a license, so I had to drive back as well. And yeah, I was like mixture of tired slash happy slash I was experiencing so many emotions on the drive back, but overall it was hands down the best day of my life. I waited for a whole week to see if the worst had happened, and if anyone had like filmed me from far away or sent it to like some news outlet and whatnot. And like I was searching up like hashtags, the bridge, hashtag Sheikh Zayed Bridge, hashtag this, hashtag that. There was nothing popping up. I was like, okay, it's safe to post now, and I did. On my account, it just blew up. It became the most viewed video in my account. Like everyone was going crazy at it, and like no one's ever done this sorts of stuff before in the Middle East and whatnot. And I was like, okay, yeah, like I was happy. And then it crossed my mind, what if I send it to like Big BMX and our BMX? Maybe they would find it cool, maybe, hopefully, and maybe they posted on their Instagram as well. Because in back in March, our BMX actually they took one of my videos and posted it on their account, and that was wow, like it took me by surprise because I wasn't expecting that. I didn't send them the video. They just took it and posted it on theirs. I was super honored to be there, be like posted on there. I was so happy, and I thought maybe they can do it again. But this time I also included Dig BMX. I sent it to our BMX. I sent it to Dig BMX, and like you never know. Maybe they'll post it. I think an hour later, I see a notification on my phone. Dig BMX has tagged you in a reel, and that's when I knew. I was like, damn, it's out there. Like everyone's gonna see it. And then all these riders, like super crazy riders, they were like following me, and they were like sending me messages like, dude, you're crazy and whatnot. I was like, I didn't honestly, I didn't think the people would take it as well as they did, because like it's not like a world first. It's not something like that I saw that the public, that the people would find amazing, but they did, and I was flattered by that. It was a would it be correct if I say it was a humbling experience?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and like I was like I felt like a little bit emotional, and even like after all this time of trying to get their attention, Red Bull actually reached out to me. They sent me a message and they said, "Hey, we saw the video. We thought it was super cool. Uh, the media team, I think, was talking to me. The one who's running the account. He said the sports team is out of town right now. That was, I think, 10 days ago. This whole conversation happened. The sports team is out of town right now. Once they're back, we'll see what we can do with you." I was like, okay, yeah, sure, thank you. So far, there is no update on that, but that's when 4 days later, after I posted the video, that's when tragedy struck. Um, some random TikTok account reposted my video. Like I don't know who the person is. I don't even have TikTok, and they took the video from my Instagram and they posted it on their account. And from what I've heard, it racked up from 3 to I think 3 million views on TikTok. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. But it's a blessing and a curse, but more of a curse, because the authorities, they contacted me. They said that they want to talk to me about the bridge, and yes, I got involved with the authorities because of the whole bridge. It got us in trouble, but my friends and I. But all what I want to say right now is that it's all sorted. Everything is good. My friends and I we're we're no longer in the danger zone or anything. Like everything like right now has been 100% sorted, and yeah, that's about it.
Wow. Yeah, that's dude, just hearing that story from beginning to end is just so wild, you know? Like it's really cool to see just how crazy that setup is, and to hear about, you know, how Red Bull eventually saw just how willing you are, you know, to do this kind of stuff that you put your mind to. And yeah, it's honestly, in my opinion, it's probably one of the craziest things ever done on a BMX bike, because it's just so it's so gnarly, and it's something that I think everybody looks at and they're like, oh yeah, I'd love to ride my bike down that, but no one does, you know, because it's just it's so intense. And the fact that you managed to do that is just, dude, it's mind blowing. So huge shout out to you, man. That's it's so cool.
Thank you.
And I ended up learning about the run-in with the authorities essentially because I had sent you a message, and then I went to go and find the video and I couldn't find it. And I go on Reddit, and on Reddit, somebody had posted an article saying that you had been arrested. And I was like, oh no, like, I really hope that you're doing okay, you know?
The whole arrest thing, it was like super exaggerated. I just went in for questioning. They asked me a few questions. I signed a pledge to never do it again, and that's about it. Like, there is no arrest. They didn't keep me in prison or anything. I'm sitting right here, right in front of you, and like it's all good now.
That's awesome, man.
It's everything's been solved. Yeah.
I'm really happy to hear that there isn't any more trouble coming out of this. We had a guy on a couple of years ago who he grinded a ledge outside of a government building, and he got in a lot of trouble for it, and he's still having to like deal with the consequences of that. And
where is that?
that was in Ashland, Ohio. The guy that I had on, oh my God, I can't believe his name. Anthony Hitchcock, that's his name. I think it's episode 97 or 98. It's up there in the 90s, but really cool guy, absolute shredder. And it's just so weird, small town in Ohio. And he was essentially caught because he had moved a mat in front of a door to go and hit this, and then he didn't move the mat back. So had he done that, they wouldn't have seen the security footage.
No.
Yeah, really weird. So he ended up getting, he turned himself in and then had to deal with that. And he was just in court a couple days or a couple weeks ago, I think. I'm not 100% sure what the outcome of that is. I'm kind of waiting till I can see that everything's dealt with, and then I want to have him back on and just talk about what ended up happening with everything.
I wish him the best of luck.
Yeah,
because,
absolutely.
Like, from what I've experienced, it's not a good experience. Even though, like, everything's good with me, like the whole process of it wasn't the nicest thing, and I can only imagine what he's been going through.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
It's not good.
Yeah, it's wild to me that you got in less trouble than him. I'll be honest. Like, yeah, I don't know if it's just a thing in the States or what, but like, it's wild, dude. That clip, honestly, I think it's going to be one of those clips that people will forever look at in BMX and be blown away by, because it is just so simple and yet so like impressive in the same way.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's your next plan? What do you got going on for the future? Have you got your eyes set on anything?
Honestly, the whole situation with the authorities, it spooked me a little bit. So I'm just waiting for, like, inshallah, if God wills it, Red Bull to hit me up, and maybe we can do something for the future. Maybe add me to their team of riders in the Middle East, and that's when I plan on doing other bigger stuff. But as of right now, I'm just happy with the bridge being my latest achievement, and so far I don't have my eyes on anything right now.
Dude, that's awesome, though. Honestly, I think that Red Bull would really, really be missing out if they didn't put you on the team, because you showed just how dedicated you are, right? Because you had approached them about it. You told them your idea. You had a plan, and they said no, and you went and did it anyways because you wanted to do it for yourself. And I think that that's the most important thing.
That is true. That is very true, and I agree. With that. I just wish that they had approached me about it, because it would have been a big opportunity for them. But what Muslims say, alhamdulillah ala kulli hal, thank God for every case and every situation, and we just move on, and you just be thankful that it didn't escalate to more serious stuff like going to court and having to go through a judgment or ruling, that it was all sorted within the, I don't know how to call it, but it was all sorted in the early stages, and it didn't escalate to something bigger. I'm just grateful for that fact, and I just accept that. I accept whatever happened, and hopefully, inshallah, in the future, I'll be more extra careful about it, and I'll be more aware of what I do, and. Yeah, but right now, all these big stuff, I'm not going to be doing them unless if I have a permit in my pocket.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man.
And a Red Bull helmet on my head.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, thank you so much for coming on the show. I think
Thank you so
there's
much for having me.
yeah, dude.
Because like just the name of the like when I saw like you first texted me and like the like what you have going on right now, which like it's a very respectful thing. I applaud you for having this channel going on, and I just felt like extremely flattered. Like I was reading the description, I was like, what? Like I fit in that kind of description. That's like it made me super happy, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I truly am thankful for you to like invite me over and to do this interview slash podcast with you. Like honestly, I've never had this. I've never had anyone hit me up and say, "Hey, I want to talk about this," and I'm super glad that you did. I'm super happy that you did. Thank you so much, Cam.
Absolutely, man. No problem at all. I was really excited to talk about this, and this is just another one of those things, right? Personally, BMX to me, I'm more interested in the backstory behind a lot of the clips than I am some other parts of BMX. I really think just the fact of like you explaining how you found this bridge and how you spent that long, it would, to me, that brings the whole story together, and I feel like everybody needs to hear that, right, to really fully understand just how crazy this
Yes.
setup was and how meaningful it was to you.
Yes. But yes, you're right. And sorry, I if you still have the time to talk about just
Of course.
one more thing. When I first discovered the bridge, it was for myself to do. And I was thinking about what like I can achieve out of it. But then recently, uh, recently in this year, I visited my country, Iraq, and my hometown, Baghdad, the city. And believe it or not, the BMX riders, just the BMX riders alone, without considering the skateboarders as well, there are a lot there's a bigger scene in extreme sports just in Baghdad, which is a run down to the ground city with no facilities, no skate parks, no nothing. It was just these kids on these low quality BMX bikes and skateboards that are just going out and having fun and just enjoying, like trying to enjoy what they have in hand. And when I saw them like in front of my eyes, and the passion and the love that they have towards the sports, while without having no facilities, I can only imagine what they can achieve if they do have like a proper well-built skate park. Because then it made me it made me think, because here in UAE we are super blessed, but we're like taking these blessings for granted. Like we have all these skate parks, but we always say, "Oh yeah, we want a better skate park than this," or "Oh, this newly built skate park is not good at all." While like people in Baghdad, people in Iraq, like they're doing just fine, like finding happiness and joy just from riding like crusty, broken streets. And that's when like doing the bridge, it had it sparked another goal for me, and that was honestly, being sponsored by, like being on the team of Red Bull riders, it was just for me to do the bridge. But now it has another, like a bigger goal, a bigger meaning, and that's that hopefully, inshallah, if they decide to add me to the team, I get to have their support to, inshallah, in the future, like we build a skate park for the homies back in Baghdad, because they truly deserve the very best. Because like they're the nicest. Like they're super nice. Like the rider which I rode. If you ever listen to this, Sajjad, he's like is this super genuine guy, and like he's always smiling. Like I was so like surprised that they were happy with having literally nothing. And I really, really, really hope that like being on Red Bull is no longer about me. It's about uh, giving back to like uh, like the people that truly needs it. Because um, going back to Mansour Safan, the Kuwaiti Red Bull BMX athlete, he, like with the help of Red Bull, he managed to build the region's very first dirt jumps, and that was something crazy. Like for Red Bull to like support their rider to build something such as that, and I want to uh, achieve that for my people back in Baghdad. I really do. Like it's no longer about me. It's about like I just want to do good by my homies back in Baghdad.
Wow, dude, you're so humble. You're so you're really looking out for the community, and I love it. It's really refreshing to hear that, you've gone through and you've done the things that you want to do in BMX, but you want to give back to the community in a way, and I definitely agree.
Yes.
Those people need a good skate park. They need something, right? Especially with the dedication that they must be putting in.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if they've done anything yet, but I would love to see Share a Smile, Share a Bike do,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
something with them. That would be rad.
Yeah, I talked to the guy. He was like when he first messaged me, I was like I wanted to cry. I was like tearing up a little bit because like I didn't know like these people existed, and like he actually messaged me about like sending parts to if I ever go back to Europe, I take the parts from there and I send it back to Baghdad, and like I'm looking very forward to that. Inshallah, next year it'll be the first step to of many great things that can happen in like hopefully in Baghdad in Iraq.
Yeah,
Inshallah.
that would be awesome. I'd love to see that. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys go check out the Instagram page, Share a Smile, Share a Bike. We had Gabo on a couple of years ago, and he was such a rad dude. And it's really refreshing to see people out there giving back to the community that they love so much. And, he's been doing it for so long. He's constantly pushing to, get kids bikes. And I love it, man. There's nothing better than that.
He's truly like honestly one of the most genuine people I've ever talked to. Like he literally wanted nothing out of it. He just wanted to like just make people happy with what made him happy, and that's something truly, truly, truly beautiful, honestly. And
Absolutely.
I'm very, very grateful and thankful to have people like him uh, spearheading such causes. And like wallah al-azim, I'm like words cannot describe how thankful I am for people like him.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, moving on from that, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate
Thank you.
it. If there's anybody you want to shout out or anything you want to promote right now.
Like share a smile, share a bike, or share a smile. I'm sorry, I forgot the name. And like if I just want to like if you guys uh, uh there's this foundations which we're currently I'm like trying to research, but if you ever see like any foundation that's trying to build a bike, if you can support it with just $1, a dirham, anything, just go for it. You never know, like because it can go, it can do so much good, and that's the only thing I want to say. Shout out to my like because there is no BMX community. Like for the BMX community. Shout out to uh, Alex Nazarchuk, the magician Ukrainian rider, gnarly-est, like one of my good friends on a bike. Who else? The skateboarding homies that took me into their like groups and like treated me as one of their own. Yusuf Salah, Ahmed, Kilani, Muhammad, like all you guys, Hashim, all you guys. Like without you guys, I wouldn't have been the rider I am today. Without you guys, I wouldn't have continued on riding. Without you guys, I wouldn't have the motivation to keep on riding. Because of you guys, I am where I am today. And like you guys have been like a very, very important role in my life. And if I missed your name, I'm truly sorry, because like there are so many people that are just super supportive towards me, and I truly appreciate that, honestly.
Awesome, dude. Thank you again for coming on. I really appreciate it. This has been a great episode. I'm really stoked on the outcome, and I honestly cannot wait to hop into the editing bay and just get to work and get this one out there. For everybody who's made it this far, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.